Hello, hello. What's up, guys? You are watching The Couch Casuals, and I'm your host, Robert Dylan Vasquez. Here, today, always, with my lovely host.
Your boy, Kyle Diorio. We're here to break down UFC 316.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, brother.
What?
Can you... Oh, this is UFC Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man, this card's getting a lot of slack online, but it's really not that bad.
When you look at it from like a zoomed out perspective, I feel like you see just a bunch of names. But if we're about to go fight by fight on the main card.
Let me break it down for you. We're gonna let you know what you're gonna miss. But let me say something to TKO.
Sure.
One, lower these fucking prices. Fight night. UFC Fight Night, nosebleeds, $180. Are you fucking kidding me?
You're getting quality fights. Joaquin Buckley versus Kamaru Usman?
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I'll spend $50. Like,
sure.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
WWE Saturday Night Main Event in Atlanta, lowest price, $180. That's absurd.
You got to see John Cena. You got to see John Cena.
Dude, fuck John. Fuck that money. Lower these fucking prices.
Heard, chef.
And number two, because that was just number one.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you still fucking... Why do we have WWE and UFC on the same night still?
I think you are a rare breed. I think that...
I don't think I am.
Really?
I think there's a lot more bleeding of the markets.
I feel like your boy CM Punk might have, I feel like it does cross over. I feel like it does cross over in some audiences. I don't feel like they're mutually exclusive. I feel like you can be a wrestling fan and a fight fan in general. Why Dana doesn't want to go up against like other boxing promotions? It's like, oh, well, Canelo fights that night, so we're not going to do this, so we're not scheduling this pay-per-view. I feel like there's a lack of respect when it comes... Because what time is... what is it this weekend? What's going on this week?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. That is a formidable...
It's a pretty big pay-per-view.
Yeah. I would say so. I don't know,
Starts
man.
At 7. maybe they know it's going to end by 10.
I mean...
But that's... kind of a shorter pay-per-view. Usually it goes to like 10:30.
Right.
So it's like, why are you making us choose between your products?
They just don't know. That I have a feeling that a lot of money is being thrown around, but it's kind of like when people do a movie and it's like, well, that's not comic accurate. It's like, yeah, the person who was donating all that money wanted his or her say.
Yeah, that's probably true. I don't get it. I feel like it's silly, but whatever.
I feel like there's a lot of what's that expression? There's a lot of chiefs, not enough Indians.
Fuck TKO. Is that the expression you were looking for?
Sure.
That's the one I was looking for.
UFC 316.
Yes, UFC 316. That's what we're here to talk about. Still very excited about the card.
Any shout outs on the prelims?
Let's take a quick peek. Johnny Walker is on the prelim.
Wow.
Sergey Spivak is on the prelim.
Okay.
We got a lot of ranked fighters on the prelim.
Who's that badass fighter? Who's that badass fighter you were telling me about right before the show started?
Wong Kong. She fights out of China.
I didn't know that. I couldn't have put that together to save my life.
Yeah, she's fighting Ariana De Silva, who
okay.
I think is... she's ranked at number 13.
Brazilian?
Yeah, she is a Brazilian. What's her... I think her nickname is like the Queen of Destruction or something like that. I don't remember. It's just the Queen now. Not bad.
Wow.
Anyway.
Nia Jax.
We're here to talk about the main card. It's kind of a crazy card to look at. Like you said, we're starting to fight out with a welterweight fight at Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland.
I feel like Vicente Luque should have got the Nick Diaz fight. Did I like that fight for Nick? It doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter on that. But I was excited to see Nick Diaz, and Vicente Luque, being the opponent and the type of fighter that he is, I feel like could have contributed a lot to that fight. You know, it does take two to tango. He wouldn't have tried to wrestle fuck Nick. It would have been awesome. That was a long time ago. I feel like Vicente has fought since then. Maybe not. What was his last? When was his last fight?
December of 2024 against Garimbo.
I mean,
Thimba Garimbo.
Thimba Garimbo. Shout out.
I'm a big fan of Thimba on the show.
He's fighting Kevin Holland, which is, I mean, that I feel like it's gonna be a banger fight. That is a card.
Yeah, that's a good opener.
That is a good card opener. That is a card that you're starting off right. You know, so a lot of fight fans have been complaining about how we're getting shit product, especially, I don't know if you guys know at home, MMA Guru. He's really laying it on thick and was like,
it's laying on real thick.
He's talking, you know, he's calling for Dana's job, but they're doing this. I've seen that. They're doing this strategic thing, and we'll get into this a little later if you want to. They're waiting on that Netflix deal before they, you know, they're trying to get hey, this is what we're bringing to the table, and you can't blow out all the good fights, you know, before that, but. Whatever. I feel like you would want to shine your product up a little bit before you go into a deal with a major broadcasting.
You would think so, right? Like,
but to add, I'll let you speak on this in a second because I'm going too long. I think that you have a great card opener in this fight. I feel like both of these guys are coming to play.
I think this is a really good opener for sure. You throw Kevin Holland into a fight, say what you want about what he's maybe said or done outside the octagon recently.
You know what a 45-70 is?
Yeah, you know what a 45-70 is? I don't. I still don't. But you know, still he's always an entertaining fighter. Mm-hmm. And Vicente Luque usually, you know, he's maybe not the most crazy, insane fighter of all time, but if you throw him in there with somebody who's game, it's usually a pretty solid fight. So, good opener. I think Kevin's got this one.
Really?
I think this is one of the ranked fights Kevin can win.
Mm.
You know, he's been a super hit or miss over his whole career.
Right.
And I think this will be one of his better wins. I think he can take Vicente Luque.
Mm-hmm.
I think how old is Vicente Luque at this point? I feel like he's up there, right?
He's been around for a while. I don't know if he's up there in age.
Yeah, I could be wrong. He's just been wrong. He's 33. Never mind. Oh my God, me and him share a birthday.
Wow.
Tuesday day. No, same exact. We were born the same day, and I'm saying this dude's old. What do they say about me? How old is
I think Kevin Holland's similar. I think he's similar.
Kevin Holland.
I don't think he's exactly a spring chicken either.
Wow, he was born 1 year after, almost to the day. So less than a year apart between the two. So I was completely wrong on age. I just feel like Vicente's been around for so long that he's not really ever exploded into the top.
Sure.
Consistently ranked though, and Kevin's kind of like that same fighter, just like slightly an echelon down, but he usually has some bigger fights. Like if Vicente does this, Kevin does this.
Sure. Yeah.
I got Kevin.
Wow. I don't know. I haven't heard of any changes in the camp or how good of a training camp it's been for either of the guys. I like Vicente, like I said.
Yeah.
Earlier, he's always down. He's always game. I hope that it's just a good fight. We do come here to make picks, and I think that's why the show is doing the numbers that it's doing, is because people they get so political. They're just like, I don't want to make picks. I don't want to step on any toes. That's what casuals are for. That's what we do.
For fun, dude. We don't know what we're talking about.
But you guys should like, subscribe, and leave a comment on your picks.
Please.
On your
comment.
Picks, dude.
If you're like new, because we got we're talking to tens of people here now.
The dozens.
The dozens and dozens of fans. Just say something. If you're just like, if you stumbled upon this from like a recommendation or whatever, leave a little comment, a little likey poo, so we know you're a real and not a bot.
Shout out to the casuals. I got Kevin Holland. I hope, he's been on a skid. I feel like he could, and I mean this with respect, be the Neil Magny of that division and actually put in work and kind of gatekeep his position and weed out the true fighters. Because he is he's very good at jiu-jitsu, but he doesn't just like butt scoot. He's game, We talked about Joaquin Buckley versus Kamaru Usman. Old Kevin Holland tuned old boy up, so.
And also, he went to a split decision with the current welterweight champion in 23, Jack Della Maddalena. Jack is on another level in boxing as far as we saw the last month, but I mean, it's just like he's all over the place. He's really all over the place, which is wins his losses. Mm-hmm. Did you realize he fought in March?
Who did he fight?
Gunnar Nelson.
I do remember that. I do remember that now.
I hardly remember that, and it's kind of crazy, but, either way. Are you ready for the next?
We're both going Kevin Holland. Let's go, dude.
All right. We have a debuting fighter in the UFC taking on Mario Bautista. Patchy Mix. No love, Patchy Mix.
Dude. Is that what his nickname is? Or
No Love. No Love is his nickname.
I thought that
according to UFC.com.
I thought that was Cody Garbrandt.
They might be sharing. No Love, Patchy Mix.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
But his nickname is also Patchy. Like, Patrick is his real name. Patchy is his nickname.
Patrick, Patchy, No Love Mix.
UFC has it as No Love. So
Sure.
What do you know about Patchy Mix? Because I don't know a lot other than, he is a Bellator champion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. I've never actually seen him fight, so I'm excited to check this fight out Saturday. It's always cool to see these, other big-name champions enter the UFC. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you have Renier de Ritter, who's on a kind of a tear right now. Mm-hmm. Could this guy be the next big UFC star?
I mean, did you want to elaborate on who you're leaning towards, or?
No, I'm asking you.
I don't want to ruin this for you.
I'm throwing this up to you first.
So we just had the debut of Patricio Pitbull, correct?
Yeah, didn't go well.
He came over and he had I want to say this and not wear it out. He's a game fighter in Yair Rodriguez, right? He just got outclassed. I don't know what happened. Just pressure dropped in that fight. Yep. This guy, Patchy Mix, is a champion for a reason.
And he's in his prime. He's not older.
Boost him up. Boost him up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you about to tear him down?
I'm not about to tear him down.
Okay.
Oh, no. No, Kyle, no. I would never.
Tear down Mario Bautista?
If the legend, Jose Aldo, could not get this
oh boy,
WFer, wrestlefucker,
oh my God, classic WFer, dude,
off of his nuts, I don't see Patchy doing that. And Jose was not in his prime when he fought Mario Bautista. But we are going to see not even like a dominant Habib-style wrestler. We're going to see a grown man push this kid up against the kid. Hopefully not. Hopefully he's game and ready.
I want to see that.
And that's why, you're excited for the fight, and I didn't want to ruin it for you. We're about to see a man get shoved up against the cage, standing for about 15 minutes. So if you have to go to the bathroom, get your little snack, a refresher on your drinks, that's the time to do it. This fight is going to be a snooze fest. because of Mario Bautista. You could not have given Patchy Mix a worse opponent to debut against. I told you we don't like to, we step on toes, we start beefs, whatever. I'm never picking Mario Bautista. I could even be right. I'm going Patchy Mix via flying knee knockout.
Dude, so Patchy has a wrestling background. Maybe at the very least he can nullify that pushing up against the cage. I'm also going Patchy Mix. I want to see these otherworld superstars come in and just kind of tear it up, because one, it's exciting to see. Mm-hmm. Two, it just proves that there's other talent out there that's worth the UFC, and maybe UFC's probably got the greatest conglomeration of like talent, but like mm-hmm. there's probably some great outliers everywhere. So do good.
You have your AJ McKees, you have your Michael Chandlers who come over, and regardless of his record in the UFC, Michael Chandler is an entertaining fighter.
Yeah, like it's always entertaining. Yeah. Frustrating as hell, but entertaining.
The early days when they grabbed Nick Diaz from Strikeforce and he fought GSP right away, like not right. He scheduled to fight. Anyways, long story. Yeah, you have your Eddie Alvarez's, you have your Luke Rockholds, like you have people who have came over from, other promotions in the past and they've always done decently. Luke Rockhold became a champion, dude.
Yeah.
So, there is talent out there. As far as the monopoly of where all the fighters are going and want to go, it is the UFC. It's also not that heartbreaking because a lot of these, like the Grandpa Fighting League, that got canceled. Like, I think the whole thing is terminated.
It didn't even have its first event.
And
they had the draft. Never understood the draft aspect. I don't know what they were drafting for.
The PFL is still doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. They got some fights signed. I think Phil Davis is signed and wanting to fight but you're hearing all these guys come over to the UFC and getting these, we talked about it last time, getting these pretty good spots because the UFC's not matching the money. So these guys are just like, I just want to fight. I could fight offered 3 times a year from the UFC. They have to. It's in the contract. I have to offer you at least 3 fights a year. Okay, well, if I'm making 20, 20,000, 20,000, okay, that's kind of maybe more financially supportive than me making 80 grand and fighting no times.
Yeah. So I don't know the business side of things. I'm not even going to try to act like I do.
Sure.
These guys at UFC's over the years have been the place to go. So we'll see what happens. Obviously we are both going with, Patchy. He was originally announced to fight Marlon Chito Vera. So Mario Bautista was not his original first fight.
Good. They tried. That's all I can say. They tried. So we'll see what happens. We both got him. Hopefully he gets the dub because we're rooting for you, Patchy. Maybe you'll be the next CCMMA wrestler. I'll tell you what. Offers on the table. Show us what you got Saturday night.
Let's see what you got against Mario Bautista. You ready for the next one?
Let's do this.
All right. We've got a Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer.
Mm-hmm.
What is the over-under that Kelvin misses weight?
Where is this fight taking place?
185.
Okay. And where are they fighting?
Newark, New Jersey.
I think he makes weight. I think he makes weight.
Does?
I think he makes weight. I think Joe Pyfer actually shows up because these guys were scheduled to fight in Mexico City, I believe, and Joe Pyfer got horrible, excruciatingly bad diarrhea or something from food.
Do you know what Kelvin Gastelum's YouTube food channel is called?
Missing Weight.
It's called Missing Weight.
Is it?
It is legitimately called Missing Weight.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I'm really impressed with myself for digging that out of the trenches of my memories. That's so telling of just his career, and
he's like such a good fighter, but just he can't give up the food.
Well, you got to beat the scale, bro. You already have to have this opponent in your mind.
He's like, I'm just going to make some fights. I'm going to eat some good-ass food, and I'm never going to make weight.
Then just fight at your walk-around weight. Fight these 205ers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just fight the 205ers. I don't get it. It's crazy the career he had after giving Izzy the biggest fight of his early dominant part of his career. You know, like he went from that fight's in the Hall of Fame now, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
So Kelvin Gastelum, I guess, by proxy, is a Hall of Famer to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But it's just like, dude, he just doesn't want to make weight. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to make weight, but like I'm not a fighter, so I don't get it.
But that's your job, though. That's your job. The
fact that his fucking show is called Missing Weight is so funny to me, dude.
Just you're giving up a real big percentage of your purse. You're already paying such and such percentage in your taxes. I think it's 20.
Like 30%?
20 or 30. Just depends.
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
Kelvin by TKO.
Yeah, I got Kelvin.
Dang.
Dude, he's going to bring that weight in. He's going to bully body bags Joe Pyfer. I know I've seen Joe fight. I mean, so he hasn't fought in almost a year.
He's a contender series fighter, right?
I believe so. He has some win. Like he's won everything he's fought in the UFC minus Jack Hermanson.
Mm-hmm.
This one's kind of actually a little bit tougher for me to pick than the others, but I think I will go Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin's kind of had a little bit of a resurgence as of late, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
He lost to Sean Brady, but he did beat Curtis and Daniel Rodriguez. So
D-Rod's tough, bro.
You know, that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Sean Brady obviously is kind of a monster at welterweight.
Oh, yeah.
So it is what it is there. Yeah, I'm going Gastelum. That is by far. Well, I take that back. It's not by far the biggest odds on favorite. But it's a pretty big odds difference with Joe Pyfer being a minus 395 to win. Kind of crazy. So dude, maybe they know something we don't.
If you think that those odds aren't just astronomically wrong, then you don't know Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah, I don't understand. I feel like we're missing some key information as to why this is such a big difference.
People just sleeping. They're just sleeping.
People sleeping. Anything else you want to say about this fight? Should be a fun one. I imagine some fists are going to get thrown and someone might go to sleep.
Wake the crowd back up from the previous fight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's all I want.
Potentially back to sleep.
Okay.
Maybe.
We're going like this.
This next fight will either be a mega snoozer or be shockingly entertaining.
Well, if it's anybody who can shock a crowd, drop their jaws, it is this loudmouth Julianna Pena. Jesus.
Dude, she is the loudest of loudmouths. Gets one of the greatest upset of all time in beating Amanda Nunes a few years ago.
I'd say.
In a fight where she looked so, you could tell she wasn't the better fighter, but like it was like that Rocky type beat where Amanda was gassed. She gave it all and was able to get her out in the first round. And Julianna just started landing some shots that were like, oh my God.
Hey, yo, Adrian, I did it. Dude, you could make memes about that fight. I don't know what Amanda was doing. I don't know what she was going through. She slipped on a banana peel. I don't know. But just her being that gassed. Look.
There's no telling.
If you can John Jones and not train or train minimally, party the weekend before, if you can go in there and whoop ass, do it. But you can't underestimate anybody and to lose to Pena, only to come back and really focused, whoop her ass, dude.
Yeah, just beat her up, dude.
It shows that you should have never lost in the first place.
No. Yeah, Julianna had no right winning that first fight. She does. Then she gets when Amanda retires, she beats who was it? Rocky? Wasn't that who?
Raquel Pennington?
Yeah. She beats Raquel Pennington in a snooze fest. It was a split decision. Now we're going up against a wild card in the UFC. Not a wild card, but more like, could this be the next big women's star in the UFC? And Kayla Harrison. Very well positioned, dominant in the PFL. Has had 2 fights in the UFC. Beats Holly Holm. Beats who's this girl? Ketlin Vieira, and has her title shot.
Yay!
What are you thinking?
Yay!
I know it's not the greatest of UFC resumes, but that's kind of the way it is. Bantamweight.
I hope she gets caught in a guillotine.
Kayla?
Yeah.
You hope she loses?
I mean, I don't hope.
So you would rather see, because Amanda's said she's coming back to fight the winner. You would rather see Amanda Julianna 3 over Amanda versus Kayla Harrison?
I've already seen Amanda Nunes knock out Ronda Rousey. I've already seen her go up against the judo. I'm going to grab you. I failed to grab you. Bap, bap, bap. Grabbing the cage. Herb Dean waves it off. She's, whoa, I was there. No, you weren't. And so it sent Ronda into this black pit hole of depression and what. So, I'm glad that she's doing well now, but I've already seen that fight. Like, you can't say.
You've also already seen the Julianna Pena fight.
You can say that, but you can't say that you haven't seen that fight before. Oh, Kayla Harrison, Ronda went bronze, Kayla went gold twice. It's like, okay, cool. What's her striking look like? What did she look like against Holly Holm? What did she look like against Ketlin Vieira? It just doesn't. I don't know. And at least there's a payoff when you see Kamaru Usman whoop Colby Covington. There's a payoff because Colby talked all that shit. You don't like, not saying you, but people don't like the fact that Julianna Pena, she's talking so much trash, has backed it up one time, and I don't even think she was talking shit like that the first time she fought Amanda.
A little bit. Not as much.
Now she's going nuclear on Kayla Harrison.
She's going nuclear. Man, I just don't see how Julianna Pena gets this done.
She doesn't. Kayla Harrison wins.
Kayla Harrison wins by dominant fashion, I imagine.
I bet it's still a decision.
I just don't. Yeah, it's still probably a decision. I just don't see how. I don't see Julianna getting this done. Yeah, Kayla Harrison by whatever means necessary, I suppose.
I feel like it's going to be another upset, but I'm also going Kayla Harrison.
Are you ready for the final?
I've been waiting since we started the show. This, we zoomed in. You zoom out, you see the names. We zoomed in. I'm less excited than when we started the show.
Dude, I know. I kind of feel the same way. Did we just prove ourselves wrong?
We did. We came out. We're optimistic about these fights.
Yeah, we're super optimistic.
Started out the show by shitting on TKO. So.
Okay, whatever. We're going into the main event. Merab Dvalishvili, the champion, John Anik's GOAT at bantamweight, said.
Here we go.
Recently.
Here we go.
And the former champion, Suga Sean O'Malley.
Mm-hmm. Are you aware of Sean's life changes? It's the main reason everybody's talking about this fight. No social media.
He's taking all that stuff off, blah, blah, blah.
He stopped petting the snake. A lot of life changes, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of life changes. We need to see something different because that last fight wasn't good. Not for him.
No.
Merab had a great time. Merab looked like he was just... It was domination.
Have you ever seen somebody hurt Merab? Genuinely. Because
Not seriously.
in that 5th round was hurt. Sean hit him. He kicked him.
Yeah.
But he hit him with that banger. And the last, I mean, it couldn't have came later.
Yeah, it was like, why are we doing this now? Why have we not seen this once before?
I don't know. You can make all the excuses. The lights in the Sphere were weird. They were. I feel like Sean...
That sounds like a pitiful excuse.
That's what his coach said. I saw his coach say it.
What a lame excuse.
Smoking weed, and he stopped doing that because it was giving him some kind of anxiety. So it was social media, and it's like, okay, well, you changed all that, and if you still lose, what then? And I don't mean to talk shit, but with the Cheeto victory that he had, he whooped Cheeto. He showed that his loss to Cheeto was a fluke. If you fuck your leg up and you lose, then you just lost. It's fine. John Jones, I know we're talking about him a lot for him not to be on this card, but he goes, I think he has a toxic relationship with victory, because he was saying like, I don't see it. Right?
Yeah, I heard what he said recently about.
I don't see that being good for Sean. I don't think he has a toxic relationship with victory. I just think you have to have accountability for your losses. If you haven't seen what John Jones said, go look it up. It's very weird stuff. It's like, I don't see how fighters shake hands after a loss. I don't see how they're all hugging their family and stuff. I would go into a severe depression.
He says that, and it is weird, but like, he's also never experienced it. So,
in the UFC.
In the UFC, correct.
He lost to Matt Riddle twice. In I think it was either JUCO or high school.
Yeah, that's so funny though. Like, that's so crazy to think about. I don't see any difference between this Merab and Sean versus the last iterations of Sean and Merab. We haven't seen Sean in the cage. I don't necessarily believe he even earned a immediate, or not immediate rematch, but like he hasn't fought since. But Merab has had one fight, right?
Against maybe Umar,
yeah.
Completely dog walked Umar. I don't know what that was.
I'm not saying I necessarily agree with John Anik, but like I get where he's coming from, because even though he's only had one title defense, he's beat so many people prior to his title defense. He beat Aldo. He beat Peter Yan. He beat Henry Cejudo. Mm-hmm. And like, these were all dominant fights.
Yeah.
Free title, because he didn't want to fight Aljamain, his friend, which that's pretty cool that they were able to actually fill out that whole run without them having to fight. And I see no difference in this fight. I think Merab's going to dominate again.
Wow.
I say that, obviously, I think Sean can still hurt Merab at any point, but he's going to have to do that. He's going to have to fight with a little less fear than he fought last time.
Really?
You can't have Merab kissing him on the back, dude.
Really, Ed Boy? On my great Nana's interweb? You're going to come out and say, man, you're going to pick against Sean O'Malley?
I just did. Merab's going to ragdoll him. Unless there's something drastically different about Suga Sean O'Malley.
If you are...
what you say you are.
A superstar.
You better show it.
I think
this will be the last time you can run that song. If you lose to Merab Saturday night, you got to cut that song out of the repertoire.
It's game over, B. It's game over. Man, I don't really see it going the same exact way. When Conor fought Khabib, he was like, we went in there with a defensive mind. Like, okay, this is what's going to happen when he gets the takedown, because he is going to get the takedown. And Conor, as irrelevant as he is in the sport right now, could pop back up and, blow the roof off of a place. But he is irrelevant. He's off doing God knows what. But to his point, it's like, you can't go in there thinking, oh, this is what we're going to do when Merab gets the takedown. This is what's going to... It's like, no, he's not going to get the takedown. Distance management, kicks, jabs.
We got to see something totally different.
Light him up on entrance. Like, you are a master of footwork. Don't go in there thinking like, okay, well, I got to give him my back and I might throw up a crazy triangle. He did. He threw up triangles. He was trying to stay in the fight. You know, he turtled, gave Merab his back, and that's when he got kissed. If Tim Welch can't do the thing, Sean's coach, if he can't do the thing where he's like, Merab, take your time, or, you know, he can't because it's excessive coaching, I think is the rule. It's unsportsmanlike to kiss your opponent. It's stupid. I
the
think
whole thing was pretty stupid.
It's weird behavior, and I don't think you should be able to do that either.
A little bit of a yes man, I feel like. We're going to need to see you push your fighter, not comforting him, hey, we're only 5 minutes, we'll be out of here. I don't want to hear that ever again. Hey, 5 minutes. Do what you got to do or your title's gone.
Yeah.
That was never said. It was, oh, it's okay, Sean. We'll get home and I'll rub you a little tum-tum and make you feel better. And It was a little bit pathetic.
All right.
What? You want to tell – if you're in a fight, you're getting your ass absolutely whooped. Is that what you want me to tell? What would you want me to tell you?
I'm not the kind of guy. I was on the drill team in 3rd grade, and I don't respond well to the fall in line. Da da da. I check out. I check out.
Not necessarily that, but like, don't you want somebody to tell you, hey man, you did do what you do best. Get in there and throw some punches, throw some kicks, do something.
I feel like the moment has to match. Like when Leon, and we're all over the place.
Oh, dude.
When Leon Edwards gets fired up by his coach, he's like, stop fucking feeling sorry for yourself. You know, go out there and do what you need to do. You got 5 minutes. That's it. You only have 5 minutes. Goes out there and kicks the head off of Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
I don't know if Leon he lost to Bilal. Kind of the same thing. His coach is like, what are you doing out there? No. Doesn't work this time. You can't go to the bag too many times on shit like that. Tim Welch, I feel like, did need to be like, hey, bro, you see all this? You did all this. You brought the UFC to this sphere. You're the main event here. Do what you do. And then
the optics of the champ being told, don't worry, we only got 5 minutes left, is just so bad, I feel like.
What did he do in those 5 minutes? It kind of worked. It kind of worked.
It kind of worked, but like...
I agree with you. It might have... Maybe not in round 5. Maybe don't say that going into round 5.
Just say something. Just anything better than that. Dude.
Sure.
Anywho, who you got? Because I don't think you picked yet.
I got Suga Sean O'Malley, dude. You gotta go.
The only fight we differ on today.
Which, it happens where, we'll have a good couple that we agree on. But this one, for the sake of his lifestyle changes, I hope he comes in there focused, ready to go.
I hope so too. I hope we see something different.
The weed thing doesn't really matter because I don't think you can be high in competition. They have like the Nate Diaz rule where like if you're out of competition, they can drug test you and whatever. But like you can't go in there blazed. Sean wouldn't go in there blazed anyways. So
I don't think that was his style prior. Yeah.
I hope for the sake of his lifestyle changes that Suga Sean O'Malley comes away with the dub in a decision over Merab. It's never really happened. Merab is the decisioner, as Sean would have it. Sean says he's a finisher. I mean, this guy cannot be put away. I don't know what it would take. A kick from a horse? I have no idea. But this guy cannot be put away. I feel like I have Sean by decision. I hope he doesn't get WF'd.
Very possible. Yeah, so that's UFC 316 in a nutshell.
What?
What? I will be watching Money in the Bank and 316, so hopefully there's not a lot of... Hopefully there's no overlay at all with the main card. I'm going to have to miss the prelims, I imagine. But
watch whatever on your phone. You're not sitting through a Snickers commercial and paying attention to it. Just have it on your phone and on the TV.
One screen, baby.
One screen. You're insane.
One screen. Wait, I'm insane. I'm not fucking double feeding information. Oh my god, hyperstimulation.
Oh,
I'm trying to focus on one thing, dude.
Sure.
So, You want to talk about John Jones and Tom Aspinall for a few minutes?
If you do.
It seems to me today, looking at some news, looking at different things, there's a very good chance something's about to get announced. There's some rumblings. This is Monday. The show will go on Tuesday. We could potentially have this fight announced this week, the way the news is looking.
Mm-hmm.
John is saying things like, I'm just waiting for UFC to announce it. We've agreed, blah, blah, blah. I saw something last week that said, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw that the UFC said, you either take the Tom fight or we're stripping you. You got 1 week to decide, which needed to probably have been done months ago.
You would think.
With all that and the shit that, they caught John whispering on a little video with his buddy, hey, I'm done. I'm not doing that again. No one knows. This is the craziest saga. This is worse than the Michael Chandler. This is Michael Chandler Connor on steroids because there's so much more stakes at hand here.
Well, yeah.
The heavyweight championship. John Jones is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's still going to be the GOAT, win or lose. I think after what you said earlier, I think he's terrified of losing, and I think he doesn't have as much confidence in this fight as he has in the past. He's probably the lowest confidence I've ever seen John Jones.
To your point with the Conor thing, when that fight gets announced and then, it was just rumblings, it's not, really, or it's like, oh, Conor's back. Well, not this time. The only person that you feel bad for is Michael Chandler not getting the payout. It's like, okay, I took almost 2 years off and now I'm fighting Charlie Olives. That's who you're giving me after this layoff? And I have to do this, I have to do the backpack shit again?
Yeah.
The only person you feel bad when that fight doesn't come through is Michael Chandler. I feel bad for all the UK fans, all the fans around the world, when this fight is teased. It's like, no, I'm done, man. It's like, all right, well, then give up the title. Give up the title if you're done. I'll let the UFC announce it.
Dude.
Did you watch Snow White, the one that came out in March?
No.
Do you know why you didn't? Because the movie was dog shit.
I couldn't care less.
Nothing grabbed your attention about that movie. Not saying that's not your genre. I'm not putting you in a box, but like the lead of that movie did every single PR move that you do not do when it comes to marketing your attraction, like marketing your project. She's like, this is about this. I'm not gonna quote verbatim. A lot of people didn't go see that movie because the shit that she was saying. If this fight gets announced, has the damage from John Jones been done already? Are people going to be
I don't think so.
People are going to be happy for Tom. Oh, Tom finally gets to fight. Tom's been almost as inactive. I think did he defend his interim?
Yes, he's defended his interim.
Get out of here.
He has defended his interim as many times as John has defended his real title.
June just started. July, that's a month. August, September, October, November. John said he needed 6 months. John usually fights in New York in November. It's kind of aligning. He's over doing some kind of Russian tough with Nate Diaz. He's in Thailand sniffing dudes.
It's weird. It's just everything's so weird, dude. Tom, you gotta feel bad for Tom. He said it himself. Like, his career is on hold. You're stopping a guy who could potentially be, an all-timer at heavyweight.
Maybe.
He looks unstoppable with the current lineup of other heavyweights. It's just a bad look for heavyweight. It's just a mess. Just as heavyweight was starting to get a little bit exciting again, that we go through all this crap.
I think Tom is almost just as much to blame as John. What you do in this situation, and this is just me, I haven't heard this take from anybody, you just simply move on. In 25 years, the crowd will remember, okay, well, you didn't fight John Jones. That's not that important. I am the heavyweight champ. I defended my interim and undisputed. I just feel like there's blurred lines. I feel like there's murky water when it comes to And I feel like John Jones who? You are the new dude. You don't need that on your resume. 10 years ago, John Jones was not even sniffing the heavyweight division. So it's like, okay, well, he was littler than me. He was in a division under me. Sure, he came to heavyweight and beat up an old, ragged Stipe. Much respect. No, you don't need John Jones. Stop with this, oh, John's putting my career on hold. You're putting your career on hold. You could go fight the next guy or the next guy. Run through your division. A problem that Tom faced early in his career was he couldn't get matched up with anybody. Everybody was too intimidated. It didn't bother him then. He's like, well, I got to the UFC a little sooner than I wanted to. It's on you now. You have the power. Oh, well, John Jones said no, or John Jones is playing. Fuck you. I don't need you.
But he does.
He needs John Jones.
He needs John Jones.
Why? Because it's going to be a massive payday? It's going to be the biggest payday of his life? Sure.
Because John Jones is, unfortunately, the heavyweight champion.
He's not the heavyweight GOAT.
No, he's not the heavyweight GOAT. He's the current heavyweight champion. He's the I don't even know if it's lineal, but like he is the heavyweight champion from the prior era. He's holding this belt hostage. If Tom fights anybody else while John is heavyweight champ, it just says, okay, this is second place belt still. What his top contender right now would be Cyril Gahn, who John ran through.
And Tom will run through.
Yeah.
Give me the next one. Give me the next one.
Alexander Volkov.
Already beat him.
Lost to Cyril Gahn.
He already beat him.
Fourth, Sergey Pavlovich.
Who he knocked out in less than a round.
Curtis Blades.
Who he got his loss because he fucking blew his leg out and then came back and beat Curtis, I believe.
Yeah, he beat him in the defense. Like, that was his only defense, so Curtis Blades. Jelton Almeida at 6? Is that who you want him to go up against at 6? Like, he has to fight John.
Yes, for the sake of looking at the rankings, sure. I don't see him being able to move on and fight anybody. I'll tell you what, T squared, he's going up against Derek Lewis in July. TT's rising through the rankings, dude. CCMMA fighter signed, ready to go.
Where's he at? I'm trying to find him on here.
He's got a fight with Derek Lewis. I think it's July 12th. Fight night.
Let me click Derek Lewis here. Yeah, Derek still finds crazy.
He's got the most knockouts in UFC history, dude. I hope our boys got it, dude. What is it, Taliesin Teixeira?
That sounds right, but I don't know how to spell that, so I'm just trying to find the hard way here.
2 L's,
Taliesin Teixeira. I mean, yeah, 8-0. He'll eventually get to Tom, maybe, but like that's so far off. Is that who you're saying he should fight?
I'm saying if T squared runs through Derek Lewis or gets through him, he has maybe 2 or 3 more fights. Because Derek Lewis he's not unknown.
Yeah, no, Derek Lewis is not unknown.
Alex Pereira had 3 fights before he got his title shot. It's not impossible, and it's about the amount of time it takes Tom to actually fight John. Sure, we all want to see it. We feel bad for not only Tom but the fans, for the promotion. It's just, has the damage been done by John Jones of people just being like, I don't care now. Like, you took all the hype out of us.
Maybe, maybe not. I feel like people will tune into this fight. I think at the very least they'll tune in the hopes of seeing John get his comeuppance.
Hope so.
That's like the one thing about fights is like you could do the bad PR like this and like people are still going to want to see it happen potentially if, it doesn't take.
Okay, so what happens if Tom wins? He's in the same boat. What happens if John wins? It's in the same. He's gonna retire if he beats Tom Aspinall.
Yes, if John wins,
then he leaves the division in shambles. If he doesn't fight Tom,
at least it's done. At least it's done and over with.
Sure, he gets to wipe his hands and walk away the lineal champion, kind of like a GSP did.
You could say he left light heavyweight in shambles, but it's recovered since.
Has it?
I mean, it had until Magomed Ankalaev took over. But up until then, it was doing pretty good. We had some of the best fights of the year had been light heavyweight.
Because a 185er moved up.
No, you're sleeping on Glover and Jamal Hill.
That was a great fight. That was a great fight.
Geary Glover
was kind of sad. Good fight.
It was a little sad,
kind of sad,
but still sad. But those were great fights too, right? Sure. Alex comes up, a very large 185er, and puts the entire division on notice for a while. So yeah, it's been recovered. Heavyweight will recover when John leaves, but it needs to happen.
Okay. You've changed my mind. I think it needs to happen. I just don't see... I see Tom, if he fights John in November, a year from now, it's still going to... Unless T-Squared rises through the ranks...
T-Squared could throw a wrench in everything.
And become CCMMA's first champion. Unless we sign another fighter by then. Depends on Patchy Mix.
Patchy Mix could get signed. I don't know. Our boy Diego Lopez is still, I know he lost to Volk, but like I think he was our first signee, right? Like,
yeah.
Very first.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a chance, man.
They need new heavyweights. Joe Rogan said that you need to put him back on the juice. He's tired of seeing fat heavyweights. Who's that other little pudgy guy that does spinning kicks and shit? And he celebrates with the front flip.
Michael. It's Barnett.
Is it Michael Barnett? Chris Barnett. Chris Barnett. Yeah. He's fun too. He's fun to watch as well.
Yeah, but when's the last time he's 38 years old?
Is he really?
Yeah.
I had no idea, bro.
Beast Boy, 38. I don't even know. His last fight was in October of 24. Oh, and he lost.
Oh no.
And prior to that, his last fight was 2022.
Oh no.
I don't think Beast Boy's coming back up the ranking.
No. But if you are a fight fan and you are a WWE fan, this weekend is a big weekend for both promotions.
Busy Saturday night. So
don't hit the club. Don't go out to the bar. Get some friends. Get a couple drinks in you if you want. If you're of age and willing and not in some kind of rehabilitation. Yeah, man, it should be a fun Saturday night.
It'll be a good one.
What are you doing?
I'll be watching both events.
I'll have them dual screen on the TV and here if you want to sit on the sensational section.
My WWE nights are always
with the crew
taken up.
Yeah.
We got to fight for the belt.
Oh, that is right. We need a belt.
I gotta buy pizza.
I gotta buy pizza
for this one.
We need a CCMMA belt.
Dude, that'd be pretty sick.
That'll be in the works. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with just one friend, and then tell that friend to share it with another friend.
It's like a pyramid scheme, All of it comes right back to us.
Sure. But
it's not illegal this way. This is like a legal version.
And you're not.
A legal pyramid scheme.
CCMMA legal pyramid scheme. It costs nothing to click that like button or subscribe. We don't have a Patreon that we charge for. Like, this is just us. And the more support we get, the better quality content we can give you guys.
Yes, sir.
Anything else to say about MMA, wrestling, 316 in general?
Let me refresh the John Jones page one more time. Let's see if it'll know. Okay. All right, guys. Love you.